Hey guys, doing a quick little review of the Cold Steel Medium Vaquero. This is a video request for David MG95. Excuse me. I briefly showed this in a cutting demonstration, another requested video, and then I later showed it in my knife collection video, but I never really talked about it. And this person asked me if I can show it in a video, just on its own. So that's what this is. In the background, you see I have Cold Steel's one of their catalogs, their latest special products catalog. And it shows you the different, I'm on page 15 here. This is the page where it shows the different Vaquero line. And actually the medium Vaquero, even though the name is medium, this is the smallest in the line. This is the one on top here you see. Let me see if I can get a better picture of that. That's this knife. Okay, so obviously the picture is not actual size, it's much smaller. So this is the medium. Then the next, and this has I believe a 3-inch blade. Let's see, medium. Since I have the thing right here, might as well check it out. It is VG1 steel, which is a stainless blade. All right, this actually has a where is it? Yes, this has a 3-inch blade. So each one of these in the line is exactly the same, except for the medium's going to have a 3-inch. The large is going to have a 4-inch blade. The extra large, which it skips over, the extra large is going to have a 5-inch blade, and then the Vaquero Grande has a full 6-inch blade. Now all the Vaquero line all come fully serrated. They do not make a plain edge version of this knife. This medium Vaquero is actually kind of new to me. The first one I used to have, and actually I think it's the first cold steel knife I've ever owned, was the Vaquero Grande. I bought it just because it looked like a beast of a knife, and I gotta tell you, it was pretty insane. I mean, this thing took on any cutting task that I really needed to be. It was scary large. I mean, you know, I was younger at the time when I got my first cold steel. I got that actually late in my knife collecting years, but I don't know, it was maybe 4 or 5 years ago, I'd say, if I remember correctly. But it was just massive, and I just, you know, I had fun cutting up everything. But then later I had seen this on the forums, and I worked out a trade to get this medium-sized one, which I found was a much better size for a user. Now this is just a tiny, tiny bit small for my hands because they have this kind of extreme curve in the handle, which makes for a great grip. If you were to choke down on the handle, it's very secure. You know, you can use it in your pointer finger, middle finger, and then your thumb on the back here. Obviously not pushing on the back on the lock back, but if you were to choke down here to have an extended reach, I guess in maybe a self-defense type situation, it's extremely, extremely comfortable in the hand. So even though you have that smaller 3-inch blade, it extends your reach. Okay, very good. You know, like I said, for self-defense, and you know, for utilitarian work, it's not really necessary. But it's a tiny, tiny bit small for my hands because the curve starts a little bit early on the pinky. So I would recommend the medium if you have kind of smaller hands, and if you have hands, excuse me, I'd say probably average size hands, you might want to up it to the large, okay, which has the 4-inch blade. Might be just a little bit more comfortable. But I have no problem with this. Very, very good handle. You know, very grippy. It's just like 3D etched design in there, kind of triangular design on the handle. Good, very sturdy lockback. No blade play in any direction, vertical or horizontal. Locks up very nicely. You hear the nice snap when you open it up. It does have a high polished blade, so I'm just going to kind of use the bottom of my shirt here to wipe off the fingerprints I just put on there. It's got dual thumb studs, so it's ambidextrous, meaning that you can open this righty or lefty. Now to give you a little, I do this kind of with all my knives, but to work a lockback one-handed, what I'll do is I'll use my thumb, push down that lockback, but I'll kind of scoot it down in my grip a little, and then I push that down to release the lock. You see it popping up the top here. And then I'll just use my pointer finger to just move it a little bit. Then I will, let go, change my grip, so I can come in and close that one-handed. Very simple to do, to work a lockback knife one-handed. Now, obviously, you need the thumb studs to do that. But anyway, I think it's a great knife. As you saw in my other video, if you watched it, the paper cutting demo, it's extremely sharp serrations. Nice pattern here. There's, for every larger serration, there's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 smaller serrations in between. A little hard to see there in the video, but very nice. Like I said, it's a beast of a cutter. It really does a great job cutting. The natural design of this blade coming down here and then swooping back up, having excuse me, having this curved pattern here, it kind of, if you're to if you're to make a slice on something, even if you kept your hand steady, it's almost like, because of the curves, and a lot of people like recurve blades because of this, it kind of does the work for you. Because this is higher here and has more belly towards the front, if I were to cut something, let's say, I don't really have anything I can grab right now, but if I were to cut into something, I'm not going to use my finger, obviously, but as I came across, because this is down further, it's almost like it's digging in to the material you're cutting without even moving your hand. So the, because of the fact it's fully serrated, or it's actually probably, even though it looks fully serrated, it's probably 90% serrated. You do have this little quarter to half-inch plane edge on the tip, which you can use for fine cutting, which I like. It's not completely serrated, but for the most part it is. But I honestly think that with serrated knives, you need a good portion of serration, to have it effective. A lot of people have no problem with partially serrated knives, but I tend to either want fully plain edge or fully serrated. Of course, that's a ongoing argument on the forums. Is can serrations, only a half-inch or an inch long, be effective? But anyway, that's up to you. That's personal preference. But getting back to the subject, I think this is a fantastic knife. I really recommend it if you're looking for a serrated knife. Like I said, they do not make these in a plain edge version. So if you're looking for something serrated, and definitely a beastly good workhorse that's not going to fail on you, I would have to recommend this Cold Steel Vaquero. Like I said, this is the medium, but I would like to recommend the large for most people. So that's about it. Very good, hard-working knife. Can't go wrong. So, David MG95. I hope that's what you're looking for. That's the medium Vaquero. Once again, guys, thank you very much for your time.